Hi guys, so today I'm going to do another one of the get to know you tags. So I'm going to do the best tag to get to know someone. I originally saw it on Daily One, the channel Daily One. So I'm just going to jump right in. So favorite Disney movie. I have favorite Disney movies. So I'm just going to list them off. These are just some of them. I looked on the Disney site and these are just some of them that I really enjoy. A Bug Story, Aladdin, Alice in Wonderland, both in 1951 and 2010. I like both of the versions. Bambi, Beauty and the Beast, Bolt, Brave, Cinderella, Dumbo, Hocus Pocus, which is not an animated movie. It has Bette Midler in it, and it's about witches trying to create a potion to stay forever young. Lady and the Tramp, Mary Poppins, Monsters Inc., 101 Dalmatians, both the 1961 and the 1996 version. I did not like 102 Dalmatians in 2000. Then skip over a couple for a second. Then there's Ratatouille, The Little Mermaid, The Pacifier, which is also another movie that's not animated that has Vin Diesel in it. He has to go undercover as an FBI agent, as a nanny to protect the family, so that it's pretty funny. And then the other ones that I enjoy are some of the Winnie-the-Pooh movies. I love, love, love Winnie-the-Pooh. So the Piglet's Big Movie, Piglet's Grand Adventure, The Search for Christopher Robin, Pooh's Halloween movie, The Many Adventures of Winnie-the-Pooh, and Winnie-the-Pooh Springtime with Roo. Those are just a few of them. Favorite singer, I have a lot, but one of my favorite female artists is Pink, and one of my favorite female artists is Bruno Mars. The next question is favorite band. So my favorite band, one of my favorite bands by far is Great Big Sea. That's a Newfoundland band. That's much bigger than just Newfoundland now, but some of the other ones are Headley, Nickelback. So I like a lot of Canadian artists, but I listen to artists from all across the world. Favorite candy, I don't really eat candy, but at Christmas time, the soft lifesavers that come out in the little packages, there's like 10 of them in a little package, and then you get like 5 of them in a box. I do buy a few of those and eat them over the time, and I think I just finished my last bag last week around my birthday, so I bought I think 3 or 4 boxes, and it lasted me like 3-4 months. And then I don't really eat candy for the rest of the year. Favorite board game is the Game of Life. I don't even know if you can buy that game anymore, but I love it. Favorite McDonald's Happy Meal toy. Don't really have one because I never really went to McDonald's as a child. So I don't really know much about the Happy Meal toys. Favorite book. Now, last time I did one that had favorite book in it, talked about 2 series that I liked. This time I thought I would talk about this book right here, Hannah's Gift, Lessons from a Life Fully Lived. It's a true story. It's written by the mom of Hannah. And Hannah was a little girl who became terminally ill, and her battle with her illness was about a year long, if I remember correctly. And this book, or at least this book, chronicles the last year of her daughter's life. And the reason for the red shoes is she actually wore those into surgery, and then they would take them off because obviously they couldn't stay. But and it's all about helping her daughter live the fullest life that she could. And it's a really good book if you're touched by, it's right in the description, it says for anyone touched by loss and renewed, and or who needs a renewed faith in the power of love. So it does, a part of the book is while Hannah's still alive, part of the book is after Hannah passes away. And yeah, it just really talks about, and faith, not, I mean, it does talk about God, because the family was does have a religious component, but I'm not religious, and I just found this very powerful. And I read this again. I read this quite a few years ago, probably in the early 2000s. I'm not sure what year it came out, but I read it again when I lost my grandfather in 2013, and it just kind of helped to put into perspective. 2002 is when it was written. It just helps to put into perspective a person's life and how much they contribute. So it's really, really good. I would suggest that book. Okay. Favorite clothing store probably is, for clothing, is Old Navy. That's where this sweater came from. The gray one that you guys see me wear that has the red 94 in it, that's from Old Navy. I wear a lot of tank tops from Old Navy. I have a lot of pajamas from Old Navy. My husband gets shirts from Old Navy, jeans from Old Navy. It's just a really good place to not have to pay a lot for a good quality product. My favorite shoe store would definitely be Payless Shoes, because I absolutely hate wearing like sneakers, boots, anything like that. So in the winter, for instance, I go through probably 2 pairs of black flats because my flats get eaten up by the like salt and stuff and grossness that's on the ground from the winter. But my feet overheat very easily, so I can go there and I can get a pair of flats for like $30, or I can go when it does BOGO and I can get like 2 for $40. And then I just got a coupon for my birthday, a 25% off coupon, and then I also had $20 to one of the malls. So we just got like we got to bring them in the living room, the really nice lavender sneaker. So I have a black sneaker that I wear in the winter time if I have to wear like a shoe, but it gets very dirty and it's very hard to clean. So it's the same shoe, it's the Champion, but it's like in a lavender color. It's really, really pretty. I'll probably be showing you that in one of the other videos that I do, because I'm doing one on my favorite clothing and footwear and accessories. The favorite show as a child by far was Full House. I somehow identified to that family, I guess, because having a big family, well, I didn't really have a blended family, but I had like a blended parenting, because my grandparents and my parents both parented me. Love that show. Favorite show now, one of them definitely is Sons of Anarchy. I binge watched that after I hurt my back with my husband. And then I like any like crime shows, police shows, that sort of stuff. So I like Castle and Bones, and I'm really hoping Bones comes back soon, because if not, that would mean, what are my cats doing? Kitties! Would mean it's canceled, because I haven't seen it in a while. So Castle, Bones, CSI, all the CSIs. Excited about the new one. Yeah, so just anything about crime and that sort of thing I really love. Favorite toe, I don't have a favorite toe. My toes are my toes. Innie or Outie and Innie. Top 3 favorite flavors. So French vanilla, especially if it's made from the vanilla bean. So I make like homemade cream cheese thing, and I use the vanilla bean, which is very expensive. Or I'll use organic vanilla extract, which I know is just vanilla, and I'm not 100% sure the difference between vanilla and French vanilla. I find French vanilla has more of a vanilla flavor, and I find it creamier. I don't really know the difference. And I don't drink it in coffees and stuff like that, because I can't drink caffeine, and I don't like decaffeinated coffee. And then my other 2 favorite flavors are actually natural flavors. So watermelon juice, if you just puree down watermelon and put it in anything, it's delicious. And grapes, if you either freeze them and then blend them, or I mash them to get the juice, they're delicious. Which eyebrow is your favorite or your best? I don't like either one of my eyebrows. Probably 6, 7, 8 years ago now, I let someone who was a student work on my eyebrows, like learn about waxing, and they screwed them up, and they've never really been able to be fixed since. So I just kind of get in here, I get ingrown hairs, and above I get ingrown hairs, so I just get those waxed out so that they don't get sore. And then other than that, I don't really do anything with my eyebrows. I don't really care about them too much. Type of toilet paper, Purex. The purple one. It's 3-ply, 2-ply. Can't remember. But it's the purple bag that you can get at Costco. First impression of yourself. It's kind of weird. First impression of myself. What I'm thinking it means is what do I think people's first impression of me is. And I would have to go with the thing that I'm told the most, and that's outgoing. Favorite number, I don't per se have a favorite number. Usually I add the numbers together of my age, and then that becomes my favorite number just because, I don't know, just because. So if that's the case, the answer would be 4. Oh no, it would be 5 now. Do you think about dying? I do. I think about what it would be like to be dying a fair bit, and that's because of my mother-in-law who's terminally ill. So I think a lot about her, think about what her days are like, and so that just in turn makes me think about what it'd be like to be dying of a terminal illness. I also do think about what it would be like what my husband's life would be like, what my parents' life would be like, what my sister's life would be like if I passed away. It's just that is connected to my bipolar, they tell me. But it's not like I want to die. I just think about what their lives would be like and how it would be different. Who would you like to meet, living or past? I definitely like to meet Helen Keller. I definitely like to meet Martin Luther King Jr. And then probably living. I mean, there's going to be a few, but the two that just pop to my mind are Chris and Heidi Powell, just because I would love to thank them for everything that they've done for me, through their books and through their show and through their online stuff and all the different ways that they reach out and help millions of people. I'd like to thank them, love to give them both a hug and thank them for what they've done for me. Favorite salad by far is any form of beet salad. So usually when you go to like a fancy restaurant and get beet salad, it's like baby greens. So it has like some spinach in it, usually some kale. It definitely has arugula in it because that's a little bit spicy, and that's what you kind of need with the beet because the beet is sweet. And then usually beet salad has a few different types of beets, like white beet, the purple beet, or red beet that we're all used to. It'll be like any type of beet. I guess it depends on when you get it, what part of the year you get it, and if you're getting it in a place where they have access to good vegetables all the time. And then there's a little bit of feta cheese. Usually there's a fair bit, but I get a little bit because I'm not really supposed to eat cheese and I have to take pills for it. And then the dressing usually is some sort of citrus dressing. So depending on what restaurant you get it at, or like if I make it at home, I make like an orange or tangerine dressing just by combining a few ingredients together: olive oil, some orange juice, like organic orange juice, some orange peel or zest. You can put like lemon or lime zest in there, like anything like that. So it's some sort of citrus usually that goes with the beet. Can you name 6 U.S. presidents? I don't live in the United States, I live in Canada, but let's give it a try. So Barack Obama, George Washington, George Bush Sr., George Bush Jr., Lincoln, and Reagan. And then I thought, just for a fun challenge, because I do live in Canada, see if I can name 6 Canadian prime ministers. So Kim Johnson, which is our only female, Kim, is it Johnson? I think it's Johnson. Only female prime minister we've ever had. She was only in office for about a month, I think. And that was in the early 90s, I believe. So Kim, I think it's Kim Johnson. And then Stephen Harper, which is our current prime minister. John Chrétien, Pierre Trudeau. Why do I not know more Canadian Cannot think. That's really bad. The one person I wish that did get to become our prime minister that passed away before his time was Jack Layton, the leader of the NDP party that passed away just after the last election. Yeah, that's bad that I know more about Canadian. Well, I was going to say Canadian politics or American politics than Canadian politics, but no, politics themselves, I understand a heck of a lot more about Canadian ones, because you have municipal government, provincial government, federal government, and then the provincial and the federal have a few levels within it. The states totally confuses me. Everyone they have, and yeah, it's so politics wise, I understand Canadian better. But apparently naming the heads of the countries, I know the states better, which is kind of weird. Black or white? Black. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you think your life is? I'd say a solid 7, 7.5. I'm happy with my life. I love my life. But there's always room for improvement, so that's why I kind of place it there. Last time you drank alcohol, I can't even remember because I don't drink alcohol. Probably last year on my anniversary. My parents were here as well. And my husband and I always have mimosas, however you say that, just like half orange juice, half champagne. I have like this much champagne to all the rest orange juice. So we usually have that on New Year's and our anniversary, but we didn't have it on New Year's this year. So yeah. So the next two, I just need to look at my phone. So it says the last phone call, I believe that's going to be to my grandmother, because I talked to her not long ago. Yeah, that was my Grammy. I talked to her a couple hours ago. And the last text message you received and the last text message you sent. So the last text message I received was from my friend Lucy, and it says, "Oh, that's horrible, and no, I'm not. I have a really important test Thursday morning that I have to study for." So I was asking, I actually work with her, or the old position I had, or the current position I still have, the one I was put in. She's one of our relief staff, so I was just asking her if she was going to the party on tomorrow night. And then I guess the last one I sent was probably in conversation. It's probably with my friend Kim, who I also work with. And when I went in yesterday, when I started my EastBack, I texted her when I got in, "Are you here today? I am in the victim service office. If you have a minute to pop down," so that she could come and see me, because she said she wanted to come and see me when I got back to work. And we've never worked in the same building. Well, we worked actually at a different job together, but in this agency, we've never worked in the same building. So she was upstairs and I was downstairs yesterday, so she came to see me. Last song you listened to, Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars. Last time you cried, a little cry would have been when I got off the phone with my Grammy, because I cry a little bit usually, like kind of have tears in my eyes. She's starting to have a hard time hearing me. And then I write her the letters every week, but her eyes are getting worse too. She has macular degeneration. So she is the slower progressing kind, but she still has to use a magnifying glass and stuff. So it's sad, because we're like 6,000 kilometers away from each other. The last big cry I would have been Valentine's Day, when I talked to my Grammy, because she was talking to me about how much she missed my grandfather. And it's really funny because they didn't really celebrate Valentine's Day. He didn't really believe in flowers or anything like that, and cards are kind of a waste of money. But like she just missed him on that day, and it just, not that he treated her any different on that day, I don't think, but he treated her like an angel every single day, and so when people are celebrating that sort of feeling on that day, it had her really sad, and she was bawling and I was bawling on the phone. So that's the last time I probably had a really hard cry. Have you ever dated someone twice? Yes, I've actually dated someone more than twice. Did not work out though, because that's not my husband. Lost someone special. Yes, I've lost a lot of people in my life. But the last person of real close to my heart would have been my grandfather in June of 2013. And my gut keeps telling me that very soon I'm going to lose my mother-in-law. Next question. Been depressed? Yes. I have bipolar, so depression is part of bipolar. And I'll talk all about that in another video, but I do feel depressed all the time inside, but it's not what you see on the outside, but I'll explain all that in my other video. Been drunk and thrown up? Yes. Way back in the day when I used to make really dumb choices, I did that quite a few times. Favorite color is purple, and I try to always have things in focus that you guys can see that are purple, so that you can see how much I love purple. And I think you've probably seen all these before, but this is my YouTube planner of what I'm going to do on each day. This is my YouTube binder that I keep all the paperwork, so like everything, like this tag video information's all there. My phone is purple. My fingers are purple. This actually is not because purple is my favorite color. This is because this is an ALS awareness band. Oh, you probably can't read that. It says ALS, it's about loving someone. And then the website. And that's because of my mother-in-law, because that's what my mother-in-law's in the late stages of. Do you make friends easily? No, because I have issues trusting people. I'm an open person, but to say someone's my friend and really let them in, it's really hard. Fall out of love? Yes, I fell out of love with my ex-fiance who tried to kill me. Laugh until you cry. I think that happened it's happened a couple times since Christmas, but I love it, when you just have the belly laugh until you cry. Meet someone who changed you. Definitely my husband. He has changed me, and I know that sounds cliche, but I was really ill when I met him. My friend Kim that I was talking about that I work with, she has been through a lot of diversity in her life, and she just comes out the other side with a smile. Means she may, she needs to get it out, so she complains but she does that to the right person, to a friend, and then she just says, okay, what's the next step? We gotta go. So she's overcome a lot of different things in her life, and she's just triumphing. The other person I would have to say is my friend Monica from my old job. She's the receptionist there at the YMCA that I worked at, and she took business administration, or I'm not 100% sure what it was, but reception is she should be able to have a higher position than reception, but you have to pay the bills, so she got a position as reception. And she's someone who's just pushed forward. I have the education to do more. I have the desire to do more. I love working at the Y, and I want to be more within the Y. And in the year that I worked with her there, she kept pushing forward. In the year and a half that I've been gone, she has made some really big leaps into being able to go into an administrative role, which is amazing. And just to see her spirit too it's just amazing. Been through an experience that showed you who your true friends are? Yes, quite a few of them, and most times it boils down to my sisters Erin and Shanna, and my grandparents are the ones that I could always count on. Do you have any pets? Yeah, I have 7 cats. I have videos about each of them. So their names are Asher, Casper, Dawn, Dusky, Midnight, Sam, and Twilight. And I don't know if right there is Casper. If I move over, you can kind of see Dusky, but she's in the light. Up there is Asher, the gray lump up there. And I don't think you can see Dawn. She's just out of focus there, and Midnight's on the floor here, and then the tabbies would be upstairs cuddling, because that's what they seem to do all day long. Do you want to change your name? I did kind of change my name when I got married, other than changing my last name. My name used to be Nicole Jennifer Louise. I dropped the Louise because I never use it. Also, when I legally changed my last name, I legally changed my name to just Nicole Jennifer. I've never really thought about changing my first name to a different name. What did you do for your last birthday? My last birthday was actually just last week. I was supposed to go out for supper with my husband, but he had the stomach flu, so we just sat home, watched movies. I just relaxed all day. Then when he came home, we just watched movies. And yeah, it's very, very much a homebody birthday, which was fine with me. What time did you wake up today? I woke up at 5:45 because I went to work for a half day. What were you doing at midnight last night? I was sleeping. Name something you cannot wait for. Probably the Nickelback concert on Friday. That's going to be awesome. Last time you saw your dad, that was last May. I was talking about that slightly earlier. My parents came for the week of my anniversary and my mom's birthday the same day. So they came for the week of that, and we went to Banff and Camrose, and we did some stuff around the area that I live in as well. So that's the last time I saw my dad. The last time I talked to my dad was my birthday, so 5 days ago. What is one thing you wish you could change about your life? I'm not sure that I want to change anything, to be completely honest. In some ways, I wish I could change some of the. Well, actually, no, I do know. I would never. I wouldn't change any of the experiences I've went through in my life, but I do wish I could change the amount of pain and suffering I caused my grandparents. Because I stole money from them. I lied to them constantly, and they still try to continue to be the people that helped me. And so I wish I could change that about my life. But going through having not undiagnosed, but unmedicated mental illness, going through addiction, even going through the domestic violence I went through, I wouldn't change it. I mean, I do wish I didn't have to go through it, obviously. But I wouldn't change it because I think it helps to make me a better social worker now. But yeah, the one thing would be the amount of pain I caused my grandparents. What are you listening to right now? Not listening to. Well, actually, what I'm listening to right now is the water fountain out in the out in the kitchen, and listening to my cats kind of move around. But if you're talking like listen as in like music, I was listening to Now Radio right before I started this video. Have you ever talked to a person named Tom? Yes, I have family members named Tom. I work with a Tom. Most visited websites. So on the computer, it's probably Shaw Webmail, which Shaw is the company that gives me my internet. And so sometimes my phone doesn't let me look at my email properly. So I do it online. And then on my phone probably is Facebook and Twitter. No, probably Facebook more. And then of course both of them I look at YouTube a lot because of obviously being part of YouTube. What's your name? Like I said before, Nicole Jennifer. Nickname. So when I was in grade 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I volunteered in the special ed room at my schools, and in the end of grade 5, some of the teachers, they gave me the name Tenderheart, which is like a Care Bear, because they said I was so caring and helping to the kids. So that kind of kept with me even after I stopped volunteering. Even when I was making all those crazily bad decisions, people were still calling me Tenderheart. It was kind of weird. And then when I met my husband, his nickname's Dagger, so I got the nickname Dagger's Girl, and that carried on while we were in Newfoundland. And then when we moved up here a little bit, really kind of since we've been married, we don't. He does call me Nikki, which I love the name, but I hate being called it. So only very specific people can call me that. And I do allow him to call me that. So I guess Nikki would be my name now. Relationship status, married, zodiac sign, Pisces, elementary school, Mount Everett, middle school, junior high, high school, Prince Andrew, University or College would be Nova Scotia Community College, Dalhousie University in Halifax, Stratford Institute in Montreal, York University in Toronto, or York District of Toronto, Ontario, Grant MacEwan in Edmonton, Alberta, U of C in Edmonton, Alberta, or University of Calgary in Edmonton. Color of your hair. This is the color of my hair. My hair is actually a little wet, so it's a little darker than it usually is. But if you can see, it's like brown and then has some blonde highlights just from the sun. Long or short, my hair is down to here. I would take it out, but it's a big puff. I actually have done a couple of videos with my hair down, so you could see that. What do you like about yourself? I would say I like the fact that I'm compassionate and I enjoy helping people, because there's people that need help, and so I do like that about myself. I don't say that to sound cocky. I just like, that is the one thing I like about myself. I struggle to think of things I like about myself, but my level of compassion is one. Piercings. So I have these ones that I've had since I was 6 months old. When I was young, I had studs, and then it got infected once and they had to put a hoop in. I liked hoops, and I was old enough to not pick at the hoops, because when you get it done as a little kid, they want to put a stud so that you can't pick at it. And these have been gold hoops forever. The last time I took them out was for like a medical test, like to get an MRI, or no, sorry, not an MRI, a CAT scan. But so I taken them out obviously for medical reasons, but last time I voluntarily took them out was for my wedding, because I wore pearls, because I had a pearl necklace and a pearl bracelet that I wore. So I wore them to match, but they're just there. I don't take them out. I used to have my belly button pierced. That got ripped out in a fight when I was 21. I used to have a ear pierced. That got ripped out in a fight when I was 21 or 22. Not the same fight. And then I used to have my tongue pierced twice. And I've told this story in other videos, but when I first got it done, I called my grandmother. My grandmother's like, what happened to you? Because my tongue's all swollen. And I told her, and she's like, okay, like, I don't want you to have it, but it's your choice. Just don't tell your grandfather. So then as the swelling's going down, there was this article in the paper about someone who got their tongue pierced overseas, like I think in Paris, in a back alley, and they got like a brain infection. And then 2 days later, my grandfather had a heart attack, massive heart attack. So I went to see him in the cardiac ICU, and I took out the 2 studs because I didn't want him to see them, even though I was talking fine with them. And in the hour and a half I was in and out, my tongue started to grow over. So then I was like, oh, okay, well, when I go to my Grammy's, I'll repoke it. So I went to my Grammy's, and I used a darning needle. I sterilized a darning needle because I thought that would work. Poked them both. Within a month, they got infected. My mouth got swollen, my tongue got swollen, my throat got swollen. I had to get them taken out. So I got them taken out, and then since, like years later, I've wanted to re-pierce my tongue just once. But the girl that's going to do my tattoos for me, and she also does piercings, she's a really good friend of mine. She said that the tongue is like 2 muscles, and so you have to pierce in between. And now in between is all scar tissue. So if she hits the scar tissue, I could have nerve damage in my face or my neck or like whatever. Like it could cause nerve damage anywhere. So I was like, that's not worth it. So I don't have any piercings other than these tattoos. I wanted to get a lot of tattoos over the time, but I did not get them, thank goodness, because I'd probably regret them all. The 2 that I am going to get is a blue purple cornflower here with my mother-in-law's name, Gail, on it, and the date of death in the form of like, so today's the 10th of March, so it'd be like 03.10.15 on this wrist. And then on this either arm going this way or going this way, I'm going to give a memorial something to my grandparents. I just haven't figured out what yet. Righty or lefty? I'm lefty, predominantly lefty, but in grade 4 and 5, I had my left hand in a cast most of the time, so I had to learn how to write with my right hand, so I can write with both. But my preference is my left. First injury, I don't know if you guys can see that. Oops. Right there, that scar. That scar right there. I was probably 2 years old, toddling around. Yeah, because I was able to walk, but I couldn't walk with heavy things in my hand. And I picked up one of those basins that has like the jug in it, like the old-fashioned ones. My mom had one of those. You know, you used to put the water in the jug and you put it in the basin and you wash your face or whatever. And I picked it up, and my mom was like, Nicole, don't run, don't run, don't run. And of course I start running, and I went from the carpet to the linoleum, and I slid and I fell and I slit that open. I'm very lucky that's the only thing I slit open. So that was when I was like between 1.5 years and 2 years. First piercing, that would be these guys. First best friend was Michelle Burke, who passed away when I was in grade 9. First sport you joined would probably be, well, I played t-ball when I was really little, and I did dance when I was really little. But then I joined synchronized swimming in grade 6. And then if you're talking about at school sports, would have been in grade 7. I joined volleyball, so grade 7, 8, 9, 10, and half of 11 I played volleyball. And then I ripped my knee up and couldn't play anymore. My first pet, the first pet in my life was my grandparents. I don't even know what type of dog he was. He was a big mutt, I think, but he was really big, and I used to ride him around like a horse, and his name was Pooch. And then the first pet I personally had was this black fluff ball of a, kind of looks like Midnight, my cat, but with a shorter tail, and it was a dog, and it was a male dog, and it got stolen when it was out, like it was tied onto the side of the house or onto the porch or whatever, and got stolen. First vacation, I remember my family packing into my grandfather's blue van and going to PEI, that being a lot of fun. First concert, I think, was Celine Dion. First crush, I don't really remember any crushes before my first boyfriend, which was Andrew Seeley. Last thing I ate, what did I eat today? Oh, I had some salad and some turkey. Last thing you drank would have been some homemade iced tea that I drank with my salad. Want to get married? I am married. Career in mind. Social work is what I want to do. When I was younger, I wanted to be a paramedic, but I quickly realized that I would have to see people at their most vulnerable and potentially try to save their life, and I can't emotionally handle that. Lips or eyes, are they, which is more attractive, lips or eyes? I think eyes. Hugs or kisses, I love both of them. Taller or shorter, I think, and the other one is older or younger. I think to me those are non-relevant. I think it's more about the person who the person is. But if you put into perspective my husband is a little bit taller than me. He's shrinking because of his arthritis, and he is 16 months older than me. Romantic or spontaneity, I like both. Nice stomach or nice arms. I'm going to put that into perspective of women. So yes, I wish that I had, a nice stomach like I might see in a magazine. But the thing I'm most envious of is arms, because even women that are in really good shape cannot get like this muscle here to tone. It's very hard. So if you do it like Heidi Powell, holy cow, how her arm is that sculpted, I have no idea. That is the most significant thing, other than the fact that she's very healthy and all those things. But like the part of her body that blows my mind is her arm, how sculpted her arm is. And that's saying something, because that woman has abs. And I find it crazy that she actually eats and has abs, because women usually don't eat well. That's how they get abs, like their calories are too low. But she has shown in many podcasts and YouTubes and things how much she does eat. Like she eats bun thing from Starbucks every morning. Like she doesn't starve herself. But she somehow has the abs, so that's very impressive to me. But more impressive to me is her arms. Are you a troublemaker? I can be. I try not to be. Like, when I was younger, I was very much a troublemaker. Now, like, you know, I stir up fun trouble. Like, I do pranks and stuff. Have you ever kissed a stranger? I have. Drank hard liquor. I used to. Can't stand the taste of alcohol. So really, now the odd time that I do drink, it is like a mimosa. So I put so much orange juice to just a little bit of champagne, so I can't even taste it. There's a few ice wines. That's midnight going crazy behind me, in case you're wondering. There's a few ice wines I can drink, and there's, like, my husband collects wine, so there's a few wines that I can drink that he has, but I don't really like it. Hard alcohol, the only time I've ever drank hard alcohol was when I used to do drugs, because then the taste didn't bother me. So I've been drinking hard alcohol probably in 13 years. Glasses or contacts? I wear glasses. I'm actually getting new purple plastic frames. I can wear contacts, but the funny thing is these are metal, so I can wear these part-time and I can wear my contacts part-time, because I'm allergic to my contacts, so it causes eye infection if I wear them too much. And then these cause, one side. This is not actually acne, this is actually a breakout from my glasses. Because if you look at the inside of my glasses, I don't know if you can see the two different tones. That's the acid in my skin eating away at my glasses. Broken someone's heart? I have. Have had your own heart broken? I have. Been arrested? I have. I do not have a criminal record though. Do you cry when someone dies? I absolutely do. Liked a friend of the opposite gender? I have. It's never really worked out for me, but I have. Do you believe in yourself? I do believe in myself. I struggle with that sometimes. But yeah, for the most part, I do. Do you believe in miracles? In a way, I do, because there's certain things that you can't explain. Like, I don't believe in God. And I stopped believing in God when I was in, I don't know, late elementary school, because a bunch of stuff happened that it's like, yeah, well, if God loves everybody, then how can all these horrible things happen? But then on the flip side of that, there's been things that happened that's like someone was watching out for me, or someone, like, one of my sisters was in a car accident where when they did the jaws of life and stuff, it was like less than 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot area that her body was in as an adult, and she didn't die, and she actually spent not very long in the hospital. So, like, that's a miracle, you know what I mean? But so I believe of them, I guess, in some circumstances. Love at first sight? I believe in lust at first sight. I believe in like at first sight. I believe that you can feel connected to someone when you first meet them. Like I did with my husband, like, well, really just in talking to him on the phone and talking to him on the computer, I realized that I needed to get clean and I needed to meet this guy because he was going to change my life. And that's exactly what ended up happening. But I wouldn't call that love. I would call that, like, I had a connection to him. I felt like, you know, we could have a future, but I needed to make some changes in order for that to happen. Do you believe in heaven? I believe in heaven as an abstract thing. Like, I don't think necessarily like your soul, like, you know, like the religious way of heaven, I guess. Like, I do believe that both my grandfathers, my grandmother, my best friend, my many other people, my great grandmother, people I've lost over time, I believe that they're watching over me, and so I do believe that they're in a form of heaven, but I do believe in Buddhism, so I do believe that you come back. So I don't believe like their soul went up to heaven and that's where their soul stays. I believe like they're reincarnated into someone else. Do you believe in Santa Claus? Of course I believe in Santa Claus. Who doesn't? Kiss on the first date? Yes, I believe in kisses on the first date. And come on now, it's a kiss. And then angels, kind of going back to what I said before about miracles and about heaven. I do believe in angels. I actually have a project called From the Wings of Angels, where I do random acts of kindness to honor people that have been lost, either in my life or of people, like, for instance, my friend from high school's dad. I do it for him. So I do believe that there are angels and they are up there. But once again, an angel takes a different form than, your soul going up and your body just staying in the ground. I don't know. It's hard to explain how I think, but yes, I do believe that part of that person is looking down over you, and that part is the angel part of a person. Okay, so that was just really deep and weird. So that's all the questions. If you have any questions about any of the questions, please link it down below. If you do this tag and you want me to see it, link that down below. Yeah, and if not, until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.